Welcome to Reflect Room. In the previous episode, episode 3, we saw through why children stay silent even while they are hurting, and we try to understudy the factors and mechanisms of fear, shame, and silence. In today's episode, we will be digging deeper. We are going to be looking at you trust them, right? But the question is, should you trust them? I understand their family people, I understand their close friends, I understand their helpers of your family. I mean, people you've done business with over the years. But should you trust them to the point that you leave your children totally, completely with them? That's why in today's episode, we are going to be rethinking safety for our children around familiar people. Now, I want to ask you a question, and I know this question is going to take you some time to think through it. And the question is, the people you trust with your children, do you really think they deserve that trust? Because most of the stories I've heard over the years and over time never began with strangers. They began with trusted people, family member, familiar people, friends, and business. I mean, people that you've trusted over the years. So should you entrust your children, the destiny of your children with them? A parent asked me this years ago, and she said, Dr. Mark, if you've asked me this thing years ago, I would have defended him with everything. Now, why would she tell me that? This is because she trusted him. The family trusted him. The children were comfortable around him. And that is exactly why nobody questioned anything. This is because trust makes us relax. It stops us from paying attention to certain details we ordinarily should pay attention to. This is exactly what I'm saying. It assumes that everything is fine. Now, when you listen to true life stories and experiences, conversations that people share privately and even online, there is this pattern that keeps showing up. That trust is not always misused by strangers. It is always built first before it is broken. So now let's talk honestly. Why does familiar sometimes feel safe even when it shouldn't? Now, this takes us to the first point in this episode, which is trust is often given and never verified. Because in many families, trust is automatic. He is a family. No, he's there. No, don't say that. He is a family. He's like a member of this family. Do you know when we knew? We've known for years. He's like a member of our family. And because of that, boundaries are relaxed. This is why I said trust is given and never verified. I've heard a lot of parents say things like, I never thought to ask because I trusted him. And this is why I said trust is given and never verified. And this is because many of our children are raised to respect adults, to respect elders, so that even things go wrong, they are not taught to questions. They are silent, they are quiet, and this is done out of respect. Now, this brings us to the third point. Comfort can hide warning signs when someone is familiar. This is because unusual behavior is often ignored. This is because our mind will keep assuring us and keep telling us, no, it can't be. It can't be him. It can't be these people. It's not possible. Our mind will keep giving us that assurance. Remember the earlier thing I said, trust is never verified. It's given. And this is something that kept coming up again and again. But later they realized that the signs were there, but trust made them invisible. Now, the fourth point is access creates opportunities. What that means is boundless boundaries create opportunities. That is, the more access they have, the more opportunity they have to your child, and the more comfortable the child is with them. And this is why this conversation is not about fear, not about shame, not about confusion or silence anymore, because we've treated them in the previous episode. Now, this conversation is about awareness. Why? Because familiarity creates opportunity, comfortability creates opportunity, boundless boundaries create opportunities. Until you are aware, you may never be able to identify details in every opportunity, and your children might not be safe. Now, this brings us to the fifth point. Trust without boundaries is risky. Now, trust is not the problem, but blind trust is the problem. So that every relationship that has no boundary is risky and it's never safe. After listening to different parents, different conversations, and examining different situations, I've realized something very, very important and critical. The issue is not who you trust, but how much awareness around the relationship when it comes to the issue of trust. So I'd like you to go with this. Familiarity does not really mean safety. So what should I do as a parent? Don't be afraid at all. Calm down. I only want you to be aware. Ask questions. Understudy patterns. Try to find out, why is this thing like this? And most importantly, create boundaries, even in our relationship you trust. Ensure you establish a boundary around people that you think you trust so much, because only them know themselves. You don't know them as much as you think you know them. And again, if you left them for some years now, they may not be the people you think they are. I guess by now, you've understood the importance of awareness when it comes to familiar people. This will help you create safety around your children, and it will help you to study why some things happen and why some other things don't happen. It helps you understand the reactions of your children. In the next episode, we are going to talk about something most parents avoid completely, and that is how to talk to your child about body safety without fear, without confusion, and without damaging or destroying their innocence. If this made you pause for a second, then share it, because so many families need this information. And of course, you know that awareness spreads faster in conversation than you think. And if you are serious about protecting a child, counseling a family, then you should subscribe now, because this is not just a content. This is taking responsibility to make the world a better place, to make families a better place. Because many parents are not aware that the people you trust the most, they are the people you question the least. So thank you for staying up to this point with Dr. Mark, where we reflect, we think, and we fix it. Stay connected and see you in the next episode.